Last time on Dice Funk.
Can I get those drugs into my body while he has me in a chokehold?
Lenora, you pop the Nox into your mouth, and you have advantage on anything and everything you want to do from now on.
I'm suspecting there's going to be a negative outcome down the line for this, perhaps.
To come down, like, really brutal. I have to sleep for, like, 2 days.
Austin would never do that.
He's out. That Skell is out. Frank's going to start rushing those computers back onto the Beyblade.
Ed's going to use minor illusion to make the thing look like it is a shopping cart from a grocery store.
That got way too hot, way too quickly. I'll go with this, and good luck to you guys, but I'm out from here.
We might have let a poetry AI have free reign of the internet, and I hope you all like poetry now.
Annie Lennox? Annie Lennox?
Oh my god, okay, Annie Lennox with a bear on a chain.
Beatrice Beauregard.
How did you know Skell?
Skell was a board member for the Crown Corporation, and so am I.
Is it a particular venue?
Yes.
One that maybe hosts regular pro wrestling events?
Yes.
One that I happen to wrestle at?
Yes.
And that's the next target?
Yes.
I'm probably uploading this from MagFest if you're listening to it right now. Shit. Okay.
Language. This is a family-friendly podcast where we take drugs and beat cops into unconsciousness.
Whoops.
Yeah, you cocksucker.
Oh, okay.
My favorite thing was from last week was the pointing out whether intentional or not that the police officer was white, and I was like, hello.
I am known for many things. Subtlety, not one of them.
It was subtle enough that I didn't pick up on it. I was like, what are you hinting at? Okay, yeah, that's good.
I should have went with my original plan, which was naming him William Strong Opinions About Colin Kaepernick.
Ooh.
You're inviting sports conversation onto the top of this show.
That's dangerous.
No, that's the great thing is most of our audience won't know what I'm talking about, so there's no controversy. That's how I do this. We do it all in code.
Nice. All right.
So everyone should be familiar with our voices now. Hopefully, at this point, it is necessary. I'm Austin Yorsky, Dungeon Master, Narrator, NPCs. I'm with Laura Kate Dale, a.k.a. Frank Westerly. What's up? Hi.
Hey, I'm here. Sometimes I sound like this when I'm not a character, and when I'm a character, I might sound a bit exaggeratedly gruff and deep.
It's exquisite. Also, Michael Skiciano, you are playing Rene Eddi, Warforged Sorcerer Rogue. How do you sound?
I mean, I sound like this normally, and other times I sound like this. So that's pretty simple,
It's a pretty great way to sound. I would do that all the time if I could.
Yeah. It's pretty nice.
In addition, Chris Rolati Larios, you are playing Captain Catarina Krakenbane Brooks, 8 different names, so many. How do you sound?
She's also the mother of dragons, the breaker of chains, the unburnt. You got to get all of them. Queen of the First Men. I'm sounding good, I think. I don't know. I might freeze to death by the end of this episode, but what are you going to do? It's 2018 for you.
New year, new heists. That's our motto going into this next one. And finally, Lauren Morgan, aka Lenora Desmond, Tabaxi DJ Warlock. What's up?
Yo. It's me.
That's you. How does the cat sound? What does the cat say?
You can't. The cat sounds kind of like this. This is like it. Hello.
It's like a little bit of a lilt on it.
Kind of like, like Valley Girl, Uptalk, Vocal Fry.
Is that what Vocal Fry is? No one's ever been able to explain it to me. I am eternally confused.
Isn't it like the, like when you go like this?
It's when you intentionally restrict your vocal folds from moving.
Crackle.
Yeah. and usually vocal fry is a function of someone's vocal cords disengaging during the end of a word, and that causes people to have like little fries in the end of words. And sounds, some people just don't like that.
I used to get that when I did screaming vocals in a rock band in my teens, and then all of my words ended with vocal fry because I was destroying my voice.
Yep.
I didn't know you were cool. Hold on.
I was a drummer too. I was a drummer for a while.
Okay, well, damn, I thought I was the cool one here. Now I feel
What?
inadequate.
You are the cool
I rode
one here.
motorbikes too. I did cool stuff once. I was cool in the past.
I was cool in my dreams. Wait, no, that's not true either.
All right, so we're 1,000 years into this recording session, and we haven't set the scene, so we should do that. We are going to open episode 4 in a restaurant because Frank owes people dinner.
Oh yeah, is it just one person I owe dinner, or did I rack up a list of dinners owed?
I'll take free dinner.
Fortunately, you don't need to buy Ed dinner because Ed doesn't need to eat.
But can he eat if he chooses to?
If he wants to, he can eat. If people are like, does he have taste buds? I'm like, listen, there are forges that are made for kitchens and other tasks. So yes.
How many people has Frank racked up dinners to? I know it's at least one.
You owe Catarina dinner, but everyone else is going to tag along. Lenora, because her personality, and Ed, I think, because he wants to actually get down to brass tacks and ask some important questions about the mess you've gotten yourself into. But that's the opening scene. Where are you guys? What's the kind of ambiance of this place? What are you guys talking about? This is just kind of the cold open.
We're at a Grizzlebee's.
Is that like an Applebee's that's really gristly?
Yes, it's a C-Lab 2021 reference as well, but I wanted to get that in there.
Pretty good reference.
See, this is about the level I was going to go for, because, even when flush with cash, I still think that, Frank's instinct would be oh, I'm taking you all for dinner? Right, well, it's going to be covered in grease, so I hope you're all right with that.
It's important to note, at this point, no one is flush with cash yet, because you guys need to fence the computer equipment that you stole.
Potato. We're gonna be flush with... We're practically flush with cash.
Now, that's a good character choice, because I like the idea that Frank isn't thinking through the consequences of what is going to be basically an ongoing side quest to find somebody to get rid of these things, but he's acting like he already has.
Yeah, no, his line of thinking is, we have the stuff, that's the worst of it over. Well, selling it, that's the easy bit, right? The crime is done. This bit isn't a crime.
The steak is a crime. It's so dry.
Oh, jeez.
Am I still high?
Oh, that's a good question. You are not high anymore. In fact, you are going through withdrawals. The night after you took the knocks, you went to sleep feeling amazing and woke up feeling like the worst you've ever felt.
What, are you talking about a withdrawal or are you talking about a come down?
I'm talking about, Lauren, I know you, and you have felt very bad many times in your life. I want you to know you feel worse than that.
Damn, I have felt very bad a lot.
Yeah, maybe that's too esoteric for the audience. So think about the worst anyone's ever felt. Just go into that place in your mind and double it. You feel like you should be dead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna eat so much greasy food, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have disadvantage on everything.
Well, I guess that's what I get.
And you don't know when it's going to end. Actually, it's been a couple days. We're kind of just jumping forward. It was a week until you guys need to steal the championship belt from the Valentine Wrestling Federation. So it's been a couple days since the heist, and it still hasn't worn off, and you feel like death.
Oops.
And so you're at the table, you have your dark glasses on, and you're just face down in the pasta, please, someone kill me.
See, I now just want to force you to make innocuous rolls to see how bad your day can get. I want to make you roll for whether you get a good meal or not, things like that. I just want to force you to roll now because it'd be funny.
Well, that's not nice.
Well, we do need to roll for appetizers. We haven't done that yet.
Oh, we haven't rolled for appetizers.
All right, you guys want to roll for appetizers? That's just a raw D20.
All right.
It wouldn't be Dice Funk if we weren't going to crit on some trivial shit.
I got an 11, with disadvantage even.
19.
I got 9. I'm just eating whatever comes by.
Mm-hmm.
You eat the, garnish?
Oh, yeah, that happens.
I'm abstaining from rolling because Ed is basically just sitting there, with just a glass of water.
Aw.
There's a couple quesadillas that she grabs and shoves into her coat pocket for later.
Okay, Katarina's gonna have a very spicy aroma as she goes about her day. That's exciting. So you guys passed your appetizers check, which is meaningless in the grand scheme of things, but very funny. So I think you guys get like some nachos and you get some like spinach artichoke dip. It's fine. This place isn't great, but it's the best food you've eaten in a while.
As Frank takes the checks, I want him to like very, very much play up and be like, "Oh no, how am I gonna deal with oh no, you guys, why did you order 2 appetizers? Oh.
So, Frank, right?
Yeah, that is me, yeah.
So, are you liquid yet or no?
Am I liquid?
Are the goods moved or are they still static?
No, not dealt with that yet. But like, how hard can that be?
You know, you can't just like take that stuff to a computer store and sell it, right?
Why are you all talking so loud?
Are you gonna eat that spaghetti, or can I like?
My spaghetti!
Ed's going to lean in towards Frank and Catarina and whisper, "You can't sell electronics like that to anyone because those things have serial numbers. They have information that can be traced, and it will raise suspicion. You have to basically run it through someone who can hide any evidence that it existed in the first place. It's like money laundering, only with anything you're trying to sell."
Right, well, here's how I see this. It's in my house right now, so like I dealt with that. That's like my part of this whole situation. That's
how good is your security?
Well, it is.
I leave trap cards under every door frame.
It is a residential house in a relatively quiet neighborhood with a bunch of trap cards hidden around the doorways. Yes. What my point is, I've done my shady thing. I reckon this is on one. Finding someone to get this to. That's on you guys because I've done my bit.
Chances are we have at least some protection, given our contacts and such. But most people that I know who I could run product through, well, I haven't been in touch with them for a very long time, and I might have to reestablish some connections for that. But if I find anything, I'll make sure to let you know so that we can get these off our hands, because the longer these things stay in our hands, the worse it will be for us.
I might know somebody who can take them too.
You do?
I mean, I'd have to track them down, but
That's better than when I was starting, because my whole plan was literally just going to be walk down the street and go, "Hey, do you know anyone who wants to buy a computer?" Which, thinking about it, may not have been the smartest move, so I'm glad you two know what you're doing.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, like I said, I'm not usually the one that has the plan, but I've been around smarter people who've worked in this line of work for long enough to kind of know some of the moves.
I might know somebody, but I'm dying.
I'll like reach around, and if there's like a loaf of like garlic bread or something like that came with Lenora's dish, I just want to like slowly pull that away and eat it.
All right, so roll sleight of hand to steal Lenora's garlic bread, please.
Okay, sweet.
Can I roll sleight of hand against her to like headbutt her hand away or something?
That'd be perception to notice it.
Okay.
With disadvantage.
Yeah, I know.
20. Not a nat 20, but 20.
17.
Nope.
Yoink.
It's my garlic bread now, loser. How is it?
It's pretty good. That's a 17 on garlic bread. So yeah, that's pretty good garlic bread.
That is the best stuff they sell here.
Everybody knows that stolen garlic bread is the best garlic bread.
The extra flavor is the mooching.
It really brings out the buttery notes.
Also, we have the other job that we're getting closer to, and we need to hopefully have a better plan than last time.
I think one of the problems we had last time is we didn't go in with any kind of like roles or anything. Like we didn't have anyone on particular jobs. In terms of jobs, there's like I know one thing about our next job. It's a wrestling job. I'm pretty sure there is one person in our team who it would make sense to be a wrestler in the plan.
Well, that's a great role to have, but even if I'm in the tournament, unless I'm booked to win, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it also means you can go around places that the wrestlers are, and it's not going to be suspicious. Whereas if you're trying not to be noticed in a place where everyone will notice you and know who you are because they all know wrestling, it's probably better to put you up front than to try and hide that you're there.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we don't need you to win. We just need you to be there so we can steal it because you're already there.
Well, the easiest way would be if I was able to win it. And I might have some ideas on to help my chances of that happening.
Oh.
But if that doesn't work out, we need to find a way to make sure we can steal it without causing a scene or gain into the same kind of issues that we had last time.
We can't afford to have eyes on us during the operation because that would draw too much attention.
Yeah, Catarina will be getting her script soon after the downtime scenes, and then you guys will all be able to plan out your heist in a cool montage with like blueprints and red string between pictures and so forth. But for now, Eddie says we can't afford to have eyes on us, at which point he feels a hand on his shoulder, and someone reaches past him and puts another check in Frank's hands. And this person says, "Can you get mine too, buddy?"
Oh, I'm sorry, do I know you?
You look up and you see Inspector William Graves.
I'm out of the table. I'm up. I'm gone. I have a handful of machos in one pocket, and I'm gone.
You hear the clicking of the hammer on the revolver as you try to run away from the table, and Graves pulls up a chair and sits down next to Eddie and like puts the barrel of the gun against his thigh as he sits down and says, "There's no need for that. We're all friends here."
Oh, who are you? I don't know you.
It's very odd having someone who doesn't know us pull up to the table. But here's a question: what did you get? Was it just something small?
Steak, rare, bloody.
Yeah, but like steak here is like what, four gold?
It always costs too much to stay alive in this city, doesn't it?
Down with capitalism.
That's why we all have to have 2, 3, 4 jobs, huh? As many side gigs as you can hold, juggling them all around.
And what, your side gig is getting free steak at dinner? Because like, if that is the extent of your side gig, sure, I will get you dinner. I'm glad that I was able to completely fulfill your side job needs, and they are all done now completely.
I'm sure you know my main job is police officer, but we now share a secondary occupation. All of us do, I believe. Catarina, did you run away? Or are you staying here? Because he's threatening to shoot.
Yeah,
he's gonna shoot Ed if you leave.
I was gonna try to like sneak off to the bathroom, but I figure I'll begrudgingly sit back down. Though I won't relinquish the nachos that I shoved into my pocket. Those are staying.
Okay. He doesn't care about that so much, but we'll keep that in mind just in case that you decide to use them as shuriken.
It's good to note. I'm gonna put that in my character sheet. Nachos.
We got a job in common now, have we? I didn't know you'd started playing holodeck.
So I take it you're Solomon's guy, huh?
And who do you work for?
Your mom.
High five.
I'm afraid my mom's long since left this plane.
Oh, well, now I feel bad.
I thought you already felt bad.
I don't. She wasn't much of a mother to any of us.
I know why you're interested, but what do you think you're trying to accomplish here?
I'm just saying hello to, well, I don't know if the competition is right, the farm team, the minor leagues.
Indie. Some could call us.
I believe Development League is another appropriate term.
Development League might be a term, but first time around the block, I think we did all right.
A really impressive showing, 4-1. You barely coming out on top.
Well, it's better than coming in just one of you out-personed and thinking you can take 4 people. That shows a little bit of stupidity, doesn't it?
Ed's gonna look at the Dragonborn and gauge how bad his wounds are after
Yeah.
the whole thing. Like, does he look pretty scarred up from that?
He has a very noticeable like pink scar across his snout where it was snapped and then put back into place. With medical technology and magic being what it is, he could easily just have that magicked away. He has chosen not to, but there is like a line around his snout there where just like to remind him of how he got beaten. And it just like encircles like a ring of kind of scarred flesh around his mouth.
Quick question. Is he in uniform?
Yes, he is in uniform.
Okay.
Which is why no one is freaking out that he has a gun in a restaurant.
Hot takes.
So he says, I was so excited about hunting you all down. I had all the profiles drawn up. The sketch artist worked late into the night. I was putting up a search grid block by block. It was a classic search and destroy mission when I get an order that you all are off limits.
Well, who's to say that we weren't doing the same and preparing also a highly thought out plan that was going to get you, huh?
I hadn't considered that possibility. Now I am terrified. Ah.
Yeah, I'm sure you're terrified, just as I'm sure that I am terrified about paying this second bill. I definitely can't afford it. Oh.
Yeah, I've been there. We all have. That's how we all end up in this game.
So who's this we you're referring to?
People in our line of business. Agents of the 10 branches of Crown Corporation.
Do you have partners? Is this like a multi-man thing?
Every board member has their own crew. There's a high rate of turnover in this line of work, so there's always new faces.
If you were told to leave us alone, how come you're here now bothering us with a gun?
Because he is not here to kill us or arrest us. He's just here to talk.
He is making like threats though, I'm just saying.
I can't arrest you for your participation in the great game, and I can't gun you down because I hate you. But if you step out of line, if you start something, I am entitled for self-defense. So
I'm too tired to start anything.
you don't look so good. I take it you're the Luna impersonator?
Yeah, that's me. I mean, you're gonna figure it out anyway, so...
He reaches across the table and slides your silverware away from you. I hate to give you any ideas or excuses, and I'm sure you would hate for me to be startled by any sudden movements. That would be unfortunate.
Well, I mean, like, I didn't plan to, like, fuck up your face. I was stronger than I thought. Also, I said it afterwards. No, it's not much, but hey.
Whatever you need to tell yourself. I remember when I started, I had to tell myself many different things to sleep at night after what I had to do to provide for my family, to get my place in North Valentine.
So what position do you play?
Executioner.
That's a dope position.
I've seen your type before. You fit the role pretty well.
I don't think so. If you had met somebody else like me, you wouldn't be alive to have this conversation.
So, is there a way out of the game? Real talk?
One way or another, you work for the Crown Corporation, whether you know it or not. This restaurant, who do you think owns it?
I don't know. Jeff?
Look out the window there. You see that bank? Who do you think owns that? A shell corporation owned by some other company that owns every other bank in this town, and they're all owned by Crown. It's all one thing at the end of the day. Every place has their own.
In essence, everyone in the city is playing a part of the game. It's just that what position they play and what their purpose is within the machine of Crown Corp changes depending on what they do.
Of course. It's the same anywhere you go. Lorelei has Glitter Gold, Akamoros has Legrand, and we have Crown. That's life.
Has anyone who was part of this game ever ascended to the board themselves?
Of course, that's the prize.
Unseating someone and taking their place?
Why else does anyone play the game? to get what you don't have. That's freedom to earn.
Oh, I was unaware there was an upside to any of this. This all just sounded like don't do this and you die.
Don't get it twisted. I'm definitely going to kill you if the first chance. I thought that was
You
implied.
could try, yeah.
The parameters of the game seems simple enough to follow. It's interesting how other people manage it in other areas, though. This is the first time I've seen the players be so open to each other about their existence.
Sometimes it's easier to pretend you're not a part of the system. It takes some courage to admit how little you actually matter. Not everyone has the bravery.
I'd comment on how nice that feels against my thigh there, but my sensory array does not work that way.
He holsters the gun, which was mostly just for show. And he actually like slaps you on the back. And he says, I'm going to look forward to killing you. I think you're probably going to be the best challenge.
Your butt's a challenge.
I'm going to look forward to killing you too, but for different reasons. You're kind of a disaster, huh?
Oh yeah, that's like my whole scene.
See, I'm looking forward to taking you down, because when I defeat you, you know what happens when I defeat someone? They get put in the shady place, which is where I trap your soul forever in a trading card and mockingly hold it in a card binder of evil, where I put all my defeated foes.
Good luck with that, geek.
Nah, I'm just gonna shut you in a cupboard. I'll put something heavy in front of the door first.
Graves stands up and he goes to get ready to leave, and he says, "Make sure you tip well. I have a reputation to maintain around here."
Yeah, I'll tip what your representation Bob deserves.
You okay there?
Yeah, I can do words.
Okay, well, this ought to be weird.
You ought to be weird.
He goes towards the door, opens it, stops, turns back, and he says, "You didn't answer my question. Which branch are you?"
Well, your face is branch.
To go fuck yourself, Branch?
I see. Good. And he leaves.
The joke's on him. I don't even know what branch we're in.
This suddenly is a lot more familiar than I thought it was going to be. Great.
What, like you've done this before?
I've been aware of stuff like this in other regions before. I just didn't realize I was going to get wrapped up in it like this.
So who wants to have the first downtime scene that you guys do before you set off on your second heist?
All right, so I'll just explain that, like, in between those, in the previous scene where she's going, Catarina takes a stop off at the gym, so that when she shows up at this place, she's got like the wrappings around her fist that are already like little like bruised, maybe a little bit bloody at some spots, indicating she's been punching something really hard for a while, and that fits, I guess, somewhat thematically to her level up, which is that Catarina has taken a new level, but it is not in Monk. It is a level in Barbarian.
Oh, I'm excited for this.
She's taken a level in Barbarian. It is not, I guess, perfectly thematically what you imagine the traditional Barbarian flavor of like a giant shirtless warrior person running at someone with a giant battle axe, but it is similar in the idea of a character who is very much willing to hurl themselves into battle and go 110%, even though there's a tremendous risk to themselves for doing it. And someone who is intending to take a lot of a beating, which is very thematic to something Catarina is planning when it comes to the upcoming wrestling tournament. With the level in Barbarian, she basically just gets a couple small things, the stuff you get from multi-classing, which is just saving throws, proficiencies, relatively small stuff. What she does get are 2 rages per day. And rages are basically, you go into a feral rage and you do extra damage, and at the same time, you take less damage as well. So you just go hog wild. But the place that she's going to be going to is her friend Reese's place, who also lives in South Valentine, but in a significantly nicer place in South Valentine than hers.
All right, so you go to Reese's house. Reese is an elf. Do you want to reveal anything else about this person, or do you just want to let the scene play out?
It's in the character sheet, so I can just reveal it.
Yeah, sure.
So Reese is also, in addition to being a wood elf, she's also a rare rat, which is essentially like a werewolf, but with a rat instead of a wolf. That seems somewhat self-explanatory, but now you have the 411 anyway.
Yes.
But she uses medication to essentially treat the fits, I guess you'd call it, that would turn her into a were-rat. So it's something that's medically treated.
So when the full cheese moon rises.
When the moon is at its holiest.
Yeah. So Reese also is a bank teller. That's her profession. So she, you said her place is nicer. Do you think she lives in North, or is she just in a nice place for South?
She lives in a nice place for South. She's an entry-level accounting position, so I don't think she has enough to move fully up to the nice side of town. But her focus on a legitimate sort of like money-making job should be evident from the fact that she lives in a significantly nicer place than where like Catarina or most people in South Valentine live.
Okay. So I like to imagine the scene. You just get back from the gym. You're all like sweaty and you have like bloody wrappings on your hands. You've just basically unlocked your barbarian rage over your frustration with everything happening. And you just walk into her apartment without knocking.
Yeah, this is a known thing. She's basically like Joey from Friends, where she'll just go into your apartment. It's sort of just known. They probably have like a handshake thing or like some kind of like hand signal they do to let one another like to be like, hey, I'm here. And then it's immediately boof right towards her fridge.
Yeah, you open the fridge and there are already pre-made sandwiches because she's known you long enough to know that you're gonna get in there and get messy. So she just tried to make it simpler.
Yeah, exactly. There's like 3 sandwiches already in Katarina's hand by the time she like closes the door and like heads over to a couch.
So Reese says, "That bad of a day then?"
It wasn't great.
3 sandwiches bad is quite bad.
Yeah, well, I may have gotten sort of, involved with stuff and things. It's a whole issue.
Catarina issue or a whole issue for a regular person?
I think the former, but I'm not sure.
So do I have to play 20 questions or are you going to tell me what's wrong?
I don't want to say something that would make you like an accomplice for one of these things.
Oh no, I'm going to know all the trade secrets about the power bombs or whatever.
It's not that. And there's a lot of very intricate details need to know down how to take a power bomb safely. Don't joke about that.
Oh, is there a new kind of bomb? Did they invent a new bomb?
I am working on the Catarina bomb, but that's different, okay?
I believe you. She like sits down on the couch next to you and just like puts her feet on you. Just like, this is like a mutual disrespect friendship kind of thing.
No, it's not involved with the wrestling stuff at all. Well, it may unfortunately start to and stuff. I don't know much I should say.
Is this a money thing? Is this a girlfriend thing?
No, it's not like a person scene thing or anything like that. I guess it is money thing, but I don't know. The Crown Corporation?
My bosses, yes, I'm aware.
All right, they own your bank too.
I think technically there's a company that owns our bank that's owned by another bank that Crown owns the majority stocks in. Technically? That's not my department, but...
Like a subsidiary?
Oh, that was so cute.
Is that not it?
Oh, you did your best.
I really don't feel like I came here to be patronized. Did I get that right?
You sure did. Aw, look at Catarina with her big words.
I'm going to do what Catarina defines as the 3-finger push, which is where she just takes the sandwich between 3 fingers and just forces it down her mouth, like essentially in one giant gulp, and gives her just a sour look the entire time.
Yeah, like Shaggy and Scooby eating the sandwiches, the whole thing.
Yes.
You're gonna choke. You know you're gonna choke, right? Then I'm gonna find you here, and you're gonna be rotting on my couch because you tried to rage eat 2 sandwiches at once. And I'm not.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna pay for your funeral.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not.
I'm too good. All right. You just bury me in the ring. I told you already.
It's a health violation. I can't bury you in the ring.
I don't care. It's where I should be.
Oh God. All right.
Something to drink around here. What's the deal there?
No.
I guess I'll just eat these dry ass sandwiches then.
What's the magic word?
Shazam?
That is the magic word, yes. There are other ones, but
Then I got it right.
I guess it's not the iced tea word, but
Drink, please.
All right, she's gonna get you a drink. Are you just here to troll your friend, or?
She's here to talk about it, but she's in an awkward place where she doesn't want to say anything that would be too far and get her friend caught up into this, essentially.
Reese comes back from the kitchen and holds an iced tea out just outside of your reach and says, "Here are the rules. If you're going to be sad on my couch, you have to tell me why, and then you get tea. If not, you can go be sad at your house, and I'll drink all of this iced tea myself, and I'll feel amazing about it."
I could just beat you up and take the iced tea, too. There's that. I could stomp on your foot, and then you drop the iced tea, and I drink it.
Okay. I guess that's the kind of friendship we have now.
Yeah, it's like a joke thing. She's not serious. She's not going to, like, legitimately beat up her friend.
All right, Kat, you wanted to beat me up, and then 2 days later, I'll stop taking my medication, and I'll sneak through your window, and then I'll bite your entire tit off, and then who will win?
Ooh, this is escalating a bit here.
You got heated. Look, I don't know. I got involved with some Crown Corporation stuff, and I might need to try to find Nucky, stuff like that, you know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was flippant. I didn't realize it was a family thing.
You're what now?
Do you need help?
I mean, I need to find him, but otherwise, I think I got everything under control for now.
I mean, it sounds like you don't have literally anything under control, Kat.
You gotta have faith. I'm the Captain Catarina Krakenbane, after all. I've conquered every challenge the sea has to offer. You think South Valentine's gonna throw something at me I can't take? Nah.
I don't think Cat Brooks is quite up to the task of finding a lowlife in this city all by yourself while you also have to train and do whatever else it is you do with your hoodlum friends.
Well, what would you do? Are you going to go out into the city and just start banging on doors looking for a person you've never met before?
They're called bank records, and I have access to all of them.
Wait, are you suggesting you would do something against the rules for my benefit?
It's not necessarily against the rules if I have reasonable cause to believe that he's been engaging in criminal activity. That's probable cause for a cursory glance over his files.
That sounds like an excuse. I am so proud of the bad influence I'm being on you right now. Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great.
All the sandwiches in this house are going to be chock-a-block with horseradish for the next month, and then you know why. Don't come crying to me, all right? You know why. You know what you did.
Joke's on you. I like horseradish.
All right, so that's a good lead on tracking down offense for the stolen computers. Nucky, if anyone does not remember, is the criminal who raised you and then abandoned you and is missing without a trace at this point. So it's a good start. Also, you and your friend Reese have a very combative friendship, which I'm kind of into. I didn't know where that was going to go when we start. Me and Chris literally never talked about doing anything with that scene, and it just kind of went.
It did how it did. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's the exciting thing about this show is I love that we never know where it's going, and I'm always surprised and delighted. Like, as I mentioned off mic, I think, Beatrice Beauregard was not supposed to show up until like 3 arcs in when you guys figured out that the game was going. But because Frank demanded assistance from Skell, he showed up 3 episodes in, and now you guys are kind of ahead of the curve on knowledge, which is pretty cool.
The joys of collaborative storytelling where we can just derail all of your plans and then we get new stories. Hooray.
The secret is there are no plans, just outlines. So the rest of you leveled up too. What are you guys up to?
Frank is doing all right. I'm gonna go a little less like straightforward, and I'm gonna talk about what Frank got in his level up via story, because I can think of a way to do that. So for Frank's downtime scene, he's gonna go and spend some time at like a local holodeck tournament. Like nothing big, but just like he wants to go get some cards. Like he's enjoying being back in the game a little bit, getting back to doing stuff, and he's, you know, wants to see if he's still got it in him. So the way he's going to deal with getting his level up is, because he's a wizard and he has his deck of cards that he can add to, he's going to go and buy some booster packs with which to get some new spell cards.
All right, I love it. So you're at the tournament venue, which is like a kind of rink-a-dink local games store in South Valentine. You are at a level where people who recognize you kind of crowd around you. You actually have a entertainer feat, which lets you kind of leverage your reputation. So like you showing up at the store is kind of a big deal. It's like so you're like opening packs and there's like 3 nerds looking over your shoulder. I like this scene.
Yeah, I think this is like, even if he's not really in his heyday anymore, like he likes the attention he's getting still. So, you know, he's going through a couple of booster packs, not really getting anything too special, but there are a couple of things that stand out and are probably going to get added to his deck, which is he now has the cantrip Toll the Dead, which is a fun one.
Twinsies.
You can point at a creature and basically make them hear terrible bells like the end is coming, and it does 1d8 damage, necrotic damage normally. If the target's already taken some damage, if they're missing some hit points, it does 1d12 of necrotic damage instead. So it's the, oh, you've been injured, the bells toll for you, that just hurts their head quite a lot.
I definitely think that card is called For Whom the Bell Tolls.
For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for you, nerd.
My favorite Metallica song.
He's also got 2 new level 2 spells, because the whole deal with the wizard is that they get 2 new spells that can be anything up to their max slot level they currently have every time they level up. He now has the spells Spider Climb, which allows him to climb on walls and ceilings and basically just Spider-Man his way around surfaces. And he also has Suggestion, where if the subject fails a wisdom saving throw, I believe it is, he can make a suggestion to them that's like reasonably worded. You can't just tell someone to stab themselves and they'll be like, yeah, sure. But like, maybe say to them, you know, you're really tired, aren't you? It'd be really, you know, it'd be so easy. You could just go have a nap, and like that no one would know, would they? And as long as it's a reasonable sounding suggestion and they fail the check, they will go and do that thing.
Nice. So you're opening these packs, you got these new cards, you think you're going to pop those into your deck, aka Wizard Spellbook. That's a pretty cool level up. But while these people are watching you open the packs, and they're kind of like talking amongst themselves, like, oh, that's a good one. Like, oh, I haven't seen that one before. A kind of hush falls over them, and the game store is eerily quiet.
Frank's going to look around and try and see what has happened in this room that's made him not the focus, the center of attention right now.
What has happened is someone else has walked in, someone you recognize immediately, and who I have an icon for that I'm going to put in the Roll20 now.
Okay.
This is a male Medusa. I know in Greek mythology, Medusa is the name of the person and Gorgon is the species. That's not how it works in D&D. Mm-hmm. Gorgons are something else. Medusa is the species. This is a male Medusa. Snakes for hair. Does not turn you to stone upon looking at you because, like Reese and the were-rat, there are medications you can take for that now in this future. And this person, who you know their name is Algernon Sharp, is dressed like a pickup artist, basically. Like they're trying to be flashy. The term for it in the scene is peacocking, basically to look extravagant and have like a lot of like unnecessary jewelry and flourish to draw attention to themselves.
Be the flashiest looking person so that like everyone will won't be able to help noticing you.
Yeah, it's obnoxious, aggressively, and on purpose. And this person walks in and everyone goes quiet because this person is another well-known holodeck player who particularly delights in whooping Frank at every opportunity.
Is this like the Yugi to my Kaiba, like my rival that I can just never quite beat?
Absolutely, of course.
oh my goodness. This moment has totally justified everything about Frank. I'm so happy.
So Algernon Sharp locks eyes with you, Frank, and says, "Cuck Westerly, what are you doing here?"
Excuse me? How dare you?
I said I was gonna up my villain game. Y'all didn't believe me.
I get it. It's great.
So you've had time to prepare this. What was his name again?
Algernon, or Sharp. Algernon Sharp.
Offer him some flowers.
Alger gonna lose. You again? Ugh.
That was really clever the first 4 times, Frank, but gotten a little stale, gotta be honest.
Well, at least it's not as stale as your sense of fashion. Oh.
Big talk coming from someone who doesn't know which way to put their socks on. You got the left one inside out there, bro.
Hey, you've got your method of drawing attention and peacocking. This is mine. You noticed, it's only a sock and you noticed it. I've got to be doing something right getting your attention.
What do you got there? What kind of deck you rocking?
Oh, the kind that's going to kick your ass.
Yeah, with a, turn 18 mill combo?
My mill combos get up to at least 56. I'm not sure how many cards are in a holo deck game now, but we've now established on the show it's more than 56 cards in a deck.
That's really cute. I could probably beat you, 14 times in the time it would take you to mill me out once, because I'm playing an actual aggro strategy.
And at this point, Frank's just gonna stand up on the table and put his cards into the dual disc equivalent and just be like, right, you ready for this? Because I'm raring up today. It has been a day. I've got the adrenaline going.
All right, it's on like me on your mom.
Oh, at least I've still got one.
Okay. All right, so the way holodeck is going to work in the rules is that we are going to have a wizard battle as if it was combat to the death, but we're going to use temporary hit points, which are just game mechanics and not our actual lives on the line. So let's roll initiative.
Oh, heck.
10.
12.
All right, Frank, you go first. Everyone's gathered around. This is like a big deal now. All the people pulled up chairs. You and Algernon are going to have a holodeck duel in the middle of this game shop.
Oh, Frank is pulling out all the stops entertainment-wise right now. Like, he's not just, pulling a card out the deck and it's in his hand. He's, doing the overdramatic draw where you draw, fully extend your arm. It's like the card is pointing away from you. You flip it round so only you can see it. He's doing all the dramatic shit to really build up the tension here. And with his first move, he is going to... he's going to start by throwing out Toll the Dead.
I have to make a charisma saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw you got to make.
18.
Spell save DC, that's 13. Does not get you then.
Nope. Algernon laughs and says, okay, let's see. Turn 1, do nothing, dirtle enchantment. Nice.
Well, see if you can do anything, you stupid. Ugh.
Wow, personal attacks. Nice. Real classy, Frank.
Well, that's more classy than your over-the-top, garish outfit. It's really hurting my eyes. Gotta go put some sunglasses on or something.
All right, so he's going to use the equivalent of Eldritch Blast, which is going to be reflavored to be, how about Cyber Cannon? 19.
That's against my AC.
Yep.
Is 13.
All right, so you're going to take 3 damage as he blasts you. He says, see, this is how you actually play the game, Frank. You have to do damage.
Right, so Frank is going to summon a 3-headed purple dragon once again. This is your sort of evolved form of our one from last time. And this dragon is just going to gear up fire from all its heads and cast Firebolt.
So this is the evolved form of Yolo the dragon?
Yeah, this is YOLO Lolo. You only live once, live once, live once. 11.
Nope, misses.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Lol, fail, he says in character. Out loud, like a normal person. He says, I'm not even going to bother even ramping into this. It's just going to be cyber cannons from here on out. 15?
That hits.
7 damage.
I'm gonna try and respond with another firebolt. 17.
That hits.
4 damage.
He says, aw, baby's first burn spell. Where'd you get that? One of the starter decks for children?
Oh, got it from Your mom.
Jesus. It's a very mom-centric verbal showdown we're having.
I got a lot to work out in my head today, it seems. Sorry.
Algernon says, all right, I'll show you how to do a burn spell, Dorcas. And he's going to play Flaming Sphere is the name of the D&D spell. But the card flavor is Tactical Drone Strike. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, right. What's my dexterity? I'm actually kind of dexterous. +3 on dex. 14.
Nope, fails. Take 7 more damage.
I am out of life points.
Yep, Algernon tactically nukes you and just does the anime, like, flourishes his wardrobe as he spins around and the dual disc flips up as he closes it. And he just says, pathetic.
Look, it's not my fault you came and started a duel with me while I was in the middle of putting a new deck together. I hadn't even had a chance to tech balance it. Yeah, it's not,
A real duelist always has at least 2 decks on hand, Frank.
A real duelist, isn't a fucking arsehole. Sorry, kids.
Apparently that's untrue, as our duel just showed.
How you meant to be an asshole? Just run out. Got him.
So Algernon walks over to the cash register and just sighs and like rolls his eyes at what just happened and just says, I'll take 2 boxes. And just the cashier like rings him up, and it's like more money than you make in a year to buy 2 full boxes of these cards of booster packs. And he just like puts it in a plastic bag and like walks out, just doing the thing where he's like not looking at you, but like aggressively not looking at you.
Frank is going to look to everyone and go, see, this is what is called building up dramatic tension. Got to have someone have a rival, you see. Got to let him have his moment where he's all, I'm so fancy. And then it makes all the more difference when I go and kick his ass in the season finale,
Algernon turns and says, actually, this is what's called being good at cards.
I think Frank's trying to keep up appearances here. Like, he's trying to keep up the sort of just, like, joking about this, because that's kind of really the only way you can save any kind of face in this situation. I think the thing for Frank right now is that, like, there are 2 things probably waging back and forth, which... well, we'll see what happens with them, is like, right now, Frank just wants to go and buy a bunch of cards once those laptops are fenced so that he can, kick this guy's ass and wipe the smug look off his face. But that's also kind of what got him into financial trouble and, like, ruined his whole family situation. So he's like, I shouldn't do that, but I could kick his ass.
And I think Algernon knows that and deliberately provokes you by like playing decks that the counter to them is expensive to basically goad you into having to spend more to keep up with him, right? So it's at some points it's like he goes out of his way to make your life harder.
I get the impression that he's like, anytime that Frank has put a deck together, he's just gone like, right, I have the money right now to I'll just build a counter to what I know you're running, because then you're going to have to build a new deck if you want to get around it.
Even if it's not strong against the rest of the meta. You are Algernon's meta.
Yes, he's not gonna come first in tournaments with it, but he's gonna beat me in tournaments with it.
He doesn't need to come first in tournament because he has a North Valentine family.
Indeed. Like, as long as he's kicking Frank's ass, like, he's getting what he wants out of this.
Yep. Is there anything else you want to do during your downtime? You got some cool new spells and you met your rival.
I think the only thing left to do is Frank is going to, like, find a quiet spot. Maybe it's elsewhere outside of the tournament setting. But he's going to, like, just lay out all of his cards now. Just every single card is out. And he's like, right, I'm going to kick that guy's ass.
Nice.
In kicks the terrible, cheesy rock montage about how he can do better and how he will one day achieve his dreams and be the protagonist of the anime he needs to be.
I watched far too many episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! This last week, more than is advisable to admit to.
Can I tell you, like, my favorite, like, one anecdote about season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! While we're here?
Please. Please, God.
So, towards the end of season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh!, there's this whole battle where two people who are very close friends are forced to fight each other, and only one of them can continue in the tournament. And there is a wonderful song that goes behind it that has the line, "We were closer than brothers, but now we have to fight each other." Just very angrily sung over terrible rock music, and it's my favorite thing.
Yeah, there's an amazing song during the part where Kaiba is like breaking into his own place to like do hacking, and it's just like, "I'm on the run, I have to stop the evil guy." It's fucking amazing. God, that show.
That show is the best.
We have 2 more people who leveled up, so what are they up to?
The way Ed's level up works is pretty straightforward. He reached his 3rd level in Sorcerer, which gives him a new spell, aside from the origin stuff. So he has Darkness as his new spell that he picked up, which creates a zone of magical darkness that pretty much blocks any vision through it or inside of it. And then he also gets Meta Magic as a 3rd level Sorcerer. And the meta magic that he picks up is Subtle Spell and Extended Spell. The former allows him to cast a spell, expend a sorcery point, and have no verbal or somatic components with the spell. And Extended Spell allows him to extend to double the length of a spell of at least 1 minute in duration, up to 24 hours in terms of, so if a spell's 12 hours, he can make it 24 hours, but he can't make a 24-hour spell longer than that. And those are the main benefits of his level. In terms of how he spends his downtime, more likely than not, he will head to his home / one of his day job locations, which is the Quarter Round, which is the bar arcade that was mentioned in episode 1.
Mm-hmm. And the owner of this place, Kundi,
Mm-hmm.
the kobold. Kobolds are a very like skinny draconic humanoids. They're similar to Dragonborn, but they're most notable for being extraordinarily fragile and kind of crafty is like their characterization in D&D. They're basically like the weakest trash mob you can fight. But here he's just a skinny little lizard man who owns this barcade, and you like walk in the front door and he's like, emptying out the machines. Or actually, would they even use real quarters? I feel like it's like all digital future, so he just has an app.
Yeah, I mean, they're set up to run on a credit-based system. In terms of the inner look of the arcade, it's predominantly older machines that are like at least 5 years older. They're not the newest machines. It's like, if you've ever been to a barcade that's not like focused on the newest machines, that's kind of the tier that it's at. So
yeah, he's there. He's closing up for the night. What are you up to?
Ed's going to approach Kundi and basically just say,
"So I have some good news and some bad news for you, Kundi. The good news is I might have a way to deal with the lease. The downside is I might have gotten myself wrapped up in a bit of a game, and I wasn't expecting to."
A game? Like gambling?
No. It's when you found me, you mentioned how I looked like I was caught up into some rough business, and I might be caught up in the same type of business again.
Rough business is the only kind that pays that well.
Yeah. I just want to let you know that if anything starts to happen and I start to be exposed, I'll make sure to find a way to move myself out of here so that there isn't any collateral damage.
I guess I appreciate you telling me, although it does feel like I should be obligated to try to talk you out of it, putting your neck on the line for me in this place.
Well, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be operational in the first place. And as soon as I heard that this place might get closed up, I was trying to think of anything I could do to help. And, well, it's sort of drawn me into this place I'm in. But, what's important for here is that this place stays operational. It means a lot to the locals, to the kids and such. So it's not a problem.
Are you asking for my permission, or is this something you're going to do no matter what?
At this point, I'm already too far in it in such a way where there's only one way out, at least for the time being. And it would involve me being in the bottom of another dumpster in scraps.
Is that how you're going to live your life then? Just dumpster to dumpster?
Like I said, if anything happens, I'll move on out. If something happens and I don't come back, all I can ask for is just to take care of Marty for me.
Listen, I've been in this game for a while, and I only know one thing for sure, and that's that you can only get away with it for so long.
I know. I just hope that by the time I'm exposed, it's a point where I can remove myself from here in a clean manner, and your hands are clean of it.
Sometimes I wonder how things would be if I hadn't pulled you out of that dumpster. I'm glad I did, though. You're a pain in the ass, but you're our pain in the ass, Ed.
Thanks. Need any help closing up tonight?
No, didn't have enough customers to make a mess. A bit of that old good news, bad news, I guess.
You gotta do some more theme nights around here, People are into that. Maybe have a pub quiz or something like that.
Pub quiz, that'll just attract nerds. We don't need nerds, we need rich people with money. We should have theme night. Give me your money.
Should introduce loot boxes.
Yeah.
If I find some other ways to help out, I'll do what I can. All I can promise is I'll make sure that whatever happens in terms of getting money here is that it's clean before it arrives so that nothing gets traced.
He just kind of shakes his head sadly because he knows that he should talk you out of it, but you're not open to that. And it's just a lot emotionally.
Thank you again for helping me way back then.
You can't change what you are. I fix machines. You get into rough business.
Well, what time do you want me to open up tomorrow?
Same time as every day. Way too early.
All right. Well, I'll head up to my room then.
Tell Marty he's dumb and an idiot and very cute.
I'll be sure to do so.
And then he will proceed to head on upstairs into it's at least a studio apartment size, but sort of a studio apartment that's partially storage and partially apartment.
Yeah.
That Ed lives in. It's one of those things where the equipment he has set up in there for the work he does is actually kind of nice, but it's benefited by the fact that he doesn't need a kitchen or a bed or a bathroom for himself. And any space that is not set up for him and his equipment is basically set up for his pet cat Marty to be comfortable in.
Oh boy, do I get to voice the cat?
No, you don't have to.
Oh, I wanted to though.
Ed will go to his computer he has set up, and Marty will likely just jump up on his lap as soon as Ed is sat down. Best way to describe this is that one of the benefits in his background as a criminal is that he has a criminal contact. And when I filled out my character sheet, I put down fence as his criminal contact.
So for your backstory is shrouded in mystery. You were found in a dumpster and repaired.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff that isn't clear about that.
Mm-hmm.
How much memory do you have of your time before waking up in that dumpster?
The thing about Ed's memories is that there's a lot of parts that are kind of shuffled and sort of obscured. So there's a lot of details that are missing, but there are particular names that he remembers. But for some reason, if someone were to try to read his memory as if reading from a machine, it would not come up cleanly. It would be garbled or at least redacted in some way for some reason.
All right, so you're going to send a message to someone from your past who your memories about are clouded, and there will be consequences for that. Right now, you don't get a message back, so that's going to be part of the ongoing fence side quest, basically.
And the message is basically just an inquiry into whether or not they are able to handle the processing of several sensitive computers for liquidation. And then it's going to be signed with just the letters TI as just the name as being sent off, because Ed is not going to use his name in the actual signature for the email.
So instead you decided to use the initials of TI, musician.
What?
It's a real person. He's a Atlanta rapper, T.I.
If you want to know where that comes from, that's the last two letters of Marty's name. So that's where it comes from in this case.
Okay. Yeah, and I like the idea that your criminal missive is secretly a coded cat message. It's like you're doing...
Kind of like mine.
Basically, Ed's sort of thing is basically he's going to feel out the response, and if it feels like it's not interested, then he won't pursue it any further. But that's just sort of his attempt to kind of feel out something from there, because it's someone that he never personally worked with, but he's heard the name of repeatedly. So,
all right. So you sent that message. You don't get a response right now, but there will be consequences as we go forward with that. There's kind of the heists, which are the big showstopper critical path missions, and then there's this fence side quest. There will be other ones along the way. I think Frank overcoming Algernon is definitely up there. We have other stuff going on. There's a lot of things going on. Is there anything else you want to do? You have a cat on you.
I mean, other than that, once that's done, Ed is just going to focus on just, giving Marty attention until Marty is content enough to go back to sleep.
I know you want to roll animal handling to pet the cat.
Oh, geez. Really? We're going to do this?
Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Well, I mean, do I get any sort of advantage for this being his specific pet cat?
It's a cat. They cannot be predicted. They cannot be outthought. They cannot be outwitted.
19.
All right, you get those good purrs, those deep bees inside there. You guys know cats are full of bees, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ed will say,
Well, I'm sorry I'm putting myself in danger there, Marty, but I'll make sure I do what I can to keep you out of it.
and then after he's asleep, Ed will probably just go check messages and such to see if there's any contract gigs for little music stuff to do on the side, and that's what he'll do to finish off.
Yeah, the last shot is like your room. It's night outside the window. Your inbound messages folder is at 0, and you see outside the window it's getting like later, and then the sun starts coming up as like dawn breaks, and there's still 0 messages as you're waiting to hear back about your criminal contact from your past, and then it's time to open the shop, and you haven't got a message back.
Mm-hmm.
So from one cat to another, last level up scene.
Hello.
Hello, how's the cat?
So Lenora's still like feeling really shitty. So she's gonna go over to her friend. Well, before I say what I'm gonna do, I'll go ahead and explain what I got for my level up.
Mm-hmm.
So level 4 for warlocks doesn't get like a lot. One thing I usually don't bring up, but I kind of want to note because I think it's fun, like story wise, is like I put my ability score improvements 1 in strength. So instead of a -2, I now have a -1. And in intelligence, I have a +3 instead of a +2. And I like to think it's like, what's that fucking Bradley Cooper movie? Like Limitless or whatever? Which I've never actually seen, but like I do the drugs, and because I did like the crazy drugs, I just got a little bit better.
So you became slightly stronger and slightly smarter instead of putting it into your spellcasting stat, which is what normally people would do.
Yeah, because I don't know. I like to live on the edge.
I mean, you're shoring up your weaknesses because right now you only have one stat that isn't
Right.
great.
Good.
Yeah.
And then I get 1 spell and 1 cantrip. So the cantrip I took is Frostbite. And what that does is I hit a target within 60 feet. They have to make a Constitution saving throw. And on a failed save, they take 1d6 cold damage. And they have disadvantage on their next weapon attack roll.
Frosty.
Which is fun. And then for my spell, I took a level 2 spell. I took Misty Step, which is I teleport.
Yep.
So what Lenora does in her downtime is she goes to hang out with her good Judy, Rosen.
Okay, you're very slang heavy this episode. Her good Judy.
That's just how I talk.
Uh-huh.
So I go over to Rosen's house, who is a fire newt,
Yeah,
who gave me drugs.
they sure did. Yeah, Rosen is a fire newt, which is like a bright orange, reddish, lithe kind of reptilian person. They can shoot fire. Rosen's door lock is broken.
I'm just gonna like push the door open and be like, "Hello,
Ah.
darling, is that you?"
You walk into Rosen's bedroom and they're like hanging halfway off the bed so that their legs are up on the bed and their torsos on the ground. And they're like, I can't feel my legs are asleep.
I'm gonna take their legs and put them up on the bed so they can get better.
No, their legs are already on the bed. Their bodies, because they're upside down.
I don't know. I'm just gonna poke their legs.
Bitch, no.
Well, I'm trying to help.
I need brunch.
I have okay. Let's go get brunch. Or do you have food? You never have food.
Let's see. I have uppers and I have whiskey. Is that food?
Whiskey's gross and it makes me vomit. But I'll take your uppers.
Okay, so you can take any drugs Rosen has right now, and none of them are going to help with the way you feel, which is extraordinarily bad.
Let's do it.
Rosen says, do you have any other glasses? I need some.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull a pair out of my bag. There's like 10 in there.
So where you guys go?
Somewhere cheap.
Yeah?
Like a little like mall kiosk or some shit.
Okay, you guys get you guys get Mall Panda Express for brunch.
Yep.
And Rosen is just drinking it from a whiskey bottle as you guys eat orange chicken. I love this.
So like that stuff you gave me the other day was like really good, but also I'm dying?
Yeah, it does that.
Like is there anything that helps? Like what makes this stop?
More?
Oh, it's always more.
Ain't it always?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, like, I'm assuming you have, like, a hookup or whatever.
I can probably get my hands on some. It's really expensive.
Well, your girl might be coming into some money soon.
Oh shit, sugar daddy.
Like, a lot of it. Oh, yeah, I'll be your sugar mama, and we're gonna go shopping. And we're gonna go on a bender.
Sugar.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really ready. But also, if I disappear, it may be because I'm involved in crime. So
Back the bus up.
what? I didn't say anything.
Yeah, what is going on with you? What are you up to?
I'm up to crime because it's cool, right?
Bitch, everyone's up to crime. What are you up to specifically?
Well, I'm part of a group of people who does crimes and then makes money off of it.
All right, I'm in. What are we doing crime?
Well, I don't know if I can bring you in because
That's racist and you know it.
no, I just don't think they'd be they already don't want to do it. I don't think they want like other people.
So the long-term effect of this scene is that Rosen is going to get you more knocks. That's going to take a bit, but that is in motion. The short-term effect is that Rosen sets the chicken on fire and eats it while maintaining eye contact with another family in the food court. So what are you guys going to do after you get kicked out of there?
And then I think we go back to Rosen's place and just chill.
Okay, so you're just going to hang out and you're just going to feel like death?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hydrate,
Mm-hmm.
smoke a lot of weed, see if that helps.
Do you prefer weed to catnip? That's the question.
She like rolls spliffs, but instead of tobacco, it's catnip, so it's catnip and weed.
So they're both good, just in different ways.
Yeah.
So you guys are in Rosen's house, just smoking out and just talking, being yourselves, and there is a scratching at the door?
Uh-oh. Is there a peephole? Can I peep?
Sure, there is. There's a bear outside.
Oh shit, yeah, okay. I'm gonna open the door and hug that bear.
All right, so you open the door, and it's a brown bear. It's like genetically modified, obviously, to be a reasonable size that can fit through doors and such, but it's still pretty big. And you just run out and hug it. It is very fluffy and soft. And Rosen's like, girl, what the fuck?
We're friends. It's cool. This bear is like a really cool bear.
Bird goes, oh.
Yeah, you're right, buddy.
And you see tucked into its collar, it's wearing like a chain collar, there is a note.
Okay, what does that note say?
It says, 9:00 tonight, Beauregard Textiles.
Oh, shit. Do I send the bear back? I don't know what to do with this bear.
I don't know. What do you do with the bear? It just looks at you.
Hey, bird, if you don't have to go home, we can hang out. But if you have to go home, go home. I don't want to get killed.
It just makes bear noises at you and it starts to walk away.
Bye. Yeah. You right.
It turns the corner and just is gone.
Okay. Hey, Rosen.
Yeah, what's up?
I can hang for a little bit, but I gotta be gone by like 8:30. I got a meeting.
I just found some chips.
I'll help you with the chips until I have to go.
Okay. So the team, which doesn't have a name, I'm now realizing, something to think about, gathers at Beauregard Textiles, which is a huge manufacturing plant and corporate office for Beatrice Beauregard Natch. She is the head of the fashion department, fashion, cosmetics, things of that nature. It's a big department that owns a lot of businesses, which own a lot of businesses and so forth. And she has invited you to a meeting here. So you guys are like waved in the front. You have to take the subway up to North Val and then you have to like walk. She doesn't send you a car or anything. And you guys get in through, it's an enormous, like, it's basically Willy Wonka's factory. That's the long and short of what's happening here. As you guys are brought into Willy Wonka's fashion factory, and you guys go up to, after like a long walk, you have to go like through a number of rooms and like up a bunch of stairs and through a security check. It's like a huge sprawling, it might as well be like a castle for all that's going on here. You guys get to Beatrice Beauregard's office, and she is sitting at a desk. She has her feet propped up on Bird, like a basically like an ottoman when you guys walk in. But when Bird sees Lenora, because you crit on your friendship with the bear, it runs over to see you, and his feet kind of fall off because he was like propped up looking cool on the bear, and then kind of ruined the vibe when the bear ran off. But the bear comes bounding over to you, Lenora.
Gotta hug the bear.
All right, you hug the bear.
This bear is like really excellent.
It's a high quality bear. So Bo is sitting at his desk and sees you all coming in. I actually realized after I was editing the last episode that it was just Marlena Dietrich's birthday, and that's another very good touchstone. If you guys are aware, it's like the kind of a classic actress who did a lot of like drag work.
Oh yeah, and she was like, I mean, I don't know how known it was then, but she was a bisexual. And, like, she was super anti-Nazi. She was super cool.
Yeah, she's dope as fuck. That's also another, like, low-key influence here. So Bo sees you guys come in and is ready to debrief you on this mission, because you guys have expressed multiple times that one of the weaknesses of your first heist was planning. And now we have a planning stage where those kind of things can be smoothed over because you have someone at your disposal who knows a lot of stuff. So I take it all of your affairs are in order?
Unless you have got some really good trading cards stashed in that desk, I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
So where do I send your body if you die?
I believe recycling will work fine for me.
I will give you the address of a guy who plays trading card games. Leave me on his doorstep, it'll at least freak him out.
All right.
Your mom's house.
Well, quite a mouth on you, young lady.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like really high. This is a lot. So, what's the plan? I guess? Plan?
Beatrice says, so I do have a plan for you, as it were. However, I have a feeling you're not going to like it. My plan is simple, efficient, to the point, and foolproof. However, it will require you to risk, if not totally obliterate, your entire career.
Catarina Brooks.
Fuck!
Hello, Lauren.
Hey, Austin.
Are you excited to read credits?
I love reading the credits. It's my all-time favorite pastime.
Even more than petting cats?
No.
Well, then you lied. You just lied to all the listeners.
Well, I forgot about petting cats, I guess.
Oh, always be petting.
They're so soft. Bellies, and they attack. It's a weird thing.
It is. I have a lot of music credits this month because we had a wrestling arc and entrance music is a necessary element. So I'm going to do this right now. We have our normal intro music, New Jack Mantle, an arrangement of The Mantle from Nights into Dreams. We have music of Funk, an arrangement of Stage 1 Gotham City from Batman. We have Linear Groove, an arrangement of A-Type and B-Type from Tetris, as well as, and here we go, Geofractura, an arrangement of Fracture Zone from Echo the Dolphin. Spaghetti Cowboy, an arrangement of Stage 1 background music from Gunsmoke. The Clock Tower, an arrangement of Interruption from Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Funky Bukas, an arrangement of Bizarre from Earthbound. And Madcap Magma, an arrangement of Hothead Bop from Donkey Kong Country 2.
You named them all.
I did that. Now it's your turn to name some stuff.
Okay. Here are the producers. That's what they do, right? That's what it is?
Yeah, executive producers for the month of January 2018 are...
Oh, God, it's a new year.
Oops.
We just continue moving forward.
Inexorable.
Okay, I'm going to start reading names. Are we going back and forth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Exteluris.
Kerstin Haslinger.
Joseph Tombrello.
Jade.
Brent.
The Cult of Orphanax.
Paul Mullen.
Dr. Goatman.
Tushiro Kuro.
Andrew Grothin.
Levi the Young.
Kevin Dobbins.
Anthony Sever.
Morgan Rapp.
Madison Lilith McKenzie.
Notorious Stoltz.
Victoria Melito.
Scotty Vilhard.
Aline.
Brickfire.
Marble Toast.
Criterion.
Ren.
Einar Johansson.
Carter Rayner.
Major Tem.
Matthew B. Hare.
Shorgan Indie Monster Wenwick Ford.
Josie G. Gazay.
Razumi Yazura.
Albert West.
Jason.
Ken Firstel.
Eleanor No Nante Sees Periton.
Scott Cummings.
That was a pause you did there. Starlight Glimmer did nothing wrong.
Jew Manjack.
Mel Tish.
Arjun DeKonig.
Grimlock.
John Potts.
Dawson Parr.
Noah Sudret.
Ziphosaurus.
Elderly Goose.
Salad Child.
Seraph Stone.
Thorsten Gross.
Devin Smith.
Caster UK.
Aki Savalainen.
The Paladin's Wife.
Florian H.
Amanda Linetti.
Junk 2.0.
Rebecca Hadsel.
Dominic Bowden.
Melissa Nielsen.
Dawn.
Eugene T.
Connor Reynolds.
Britt Holcomb.
Artemis BJJ. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu in Bristol. Gosh.
Francois V.
Shanus.
Dennis Pancake Detlefson.
Miko Kiriokongas.
Dennis Bankston.
Josh Moger. Moger? I tried.
Indigo Van Dane.
Allison Ansel.
Sydney Marsing.
Just a Jester.
Savard Akrasimova.
Brady Warner.
Kitty Foe.
James Neely.
Marissa Donaldson.
M. Joe.
Lana Seawolf.
Toby Gleason Stack.
Matthew Weber.
Sarah Hanley.
Melissa Booker.
Cameron Abbas.
Dylan.
Anna Stulfar.
Sean, the host of Funk Dunk Plays.
Harrison Andrew.
Kevin Seidlow.
Christopher Charlow.
Jorrit.
Vigar Arnston.
Cody Jackson.
August Rue.
Luke Powers.
Hedron Master.
Irwin Leila Godek.
You tried.
Aw.
That was pretty good. Michael Hall.
Ingmar Gremmin.
Oh, a big list. A big list this month.
Thankfully, blessed.
Thanks, my dudes.
Prayer hand emoji. We also have to thank Johnny Maloney.
Oh, for his special guest poetry slam.
His yes, all rights reserved for all his good poetry and work.
Thank you, Johnny.
I would have as many players as possible on the show if it were feasible. We can't add anymore, but we do love Johnny, so we try to get him involved. I think it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, if we had any more, I think you would literally die.
What else do we say during this part? Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube.
A sneeze.
A sneeze, yeah. So subscribing and commenting and rating,
And
doing all
sneezing.
those things. Sneezing, you gotta sneeze. Just let it out.
Patreon. For you and Chris. Weekly manga recap and Austin Yorsky. I know things.
You do know things. And of course, Laura is at kotaku.co.uk. I don't know why I can't pronounce that word. Kotaku.
Kotaku?
Yeah.
You do have a hard time. Or she's Laura K. Buzz.
Everywhere.
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 And Skitch is Michael Skitchiano. And what's his Bandcamp?
Is sketch.bandcamp.com, is it not?
I believe so.
It'd be embarrassing if we were wrong.
Oh god, I hope not. I'm sorry, Skitch.
Special thanks to your cats who are guest stars this season. Do you want to give them a shout out?
There's Zelda,
Mm-hmm.
who is weird.
Awesome.
And there's Anna, who is a fucking dumbass. Who likes bread. She will steal bread. No, but nobody's bread is safe.